Hello, and thank you so much for clicking on my first guided meditation video. My name is Mr. Solstice, and I hope that by the end of this meditation you feel a great sense of release and feel more attuned to yourself and Empress energy. Before we begin, be sure that you're situated in a space that's comfortable for you, preferably where you're apart from others or away from any distracting noise. And be sure that you have some room to move your arms and legs as well. It's important that you do not feel restricted in the space you choose. But above all, this meditation is about getting in touch with your body and in tune with yourself. So allow your body to be its guide. Whilst I did this meditation sitting down, meditation is an individual experience, so feel free to adapt to what feels right to you, whether that be sitting down or in another more favorable position that is more to your personal liking. Feel free to light yourself a candle for added concentration as well. If you have a piece of available paper, whilst it is not needed, it will be helpful for a small portion of the meditation. With that being said, take a moment to close your eyes and allow your body to decompress. Become comfortable with your surroundings and remind yourself that you do not need to perform. There is no one here to tell you how to move your body or how to express yourself. Allow yourself to reclaim this divine form of self-expression by moving your body in whichever way feels natural to you. If you're not sure how to move your body at first, try rocking your body from side to side, imagining that there's an invisible metronome clicking back and forth, directing your body to safely find its own rhythm. Imagine this invisible beat that your body feels compelled to move to, and realize that this is your own unique sound. Let it transform into a song, and let your body dance with this melody you've created. This is music you've drawn from your very soul. Once you've reached a point where you feel that your swaying motion has become fluid and thoughtless, and that you've created a beat that resonates with your body, let go. Do not restrict this desire to move. If you're not already standing, get up if it feels right. Move your legs, your arms, your whole self. Reclaim what is yours, your body, your spirit, your divine right to exist as who you are. Own this moment by not being afraid, by realizing that the judgments you fear from others are only projections of how you view yourself. In a room that is silent and free of all eyes and people, you must learn to set your spirit free and to let it dance. Be comfortable with your mistakes. My voice will go silent for 3 minutes now. In these 3 minutes, remember, there is no right way to be you, only a choice you make to exist. Continue to move shamelessly, as if you own the right to be yourself. You don't need to know what movements will come next. Just allow yourself to be in this moment, in the present, right now. Hello. I hope you feel rejuvenated and more in tune with your body after those 3 minutes. I hope I didn't startle you. Now that you've found your rhythm, take a seated position and slowly begin to recollect yourself. Take slow and steady breaths, allowing yourself to focus on the air you're taking in, how it feels as it chills the back of your throat on its way into your lungs. Focus on its passage through your body before you release it. Feel your lungs expanding and growing, bigger and bigger until they can't anymore. Keep holding it until finally you let the breath go, because you cannot possibly hold on to it any longer. With this deep exhale, you realize that the longer and longer you hold on to anything, the more suffocating it becomes. Because what room are you creating for anything new? For new thoughts, for new experiences, for new breaths. Return back to your regular breathing, being more mindful now of what each breath means, of the life they are providing. When you're ready, tune into your senses and take the time to explore your body mentally. Move your focus to the different parts of your body, starting with your head and cascading down to your torso and legs. Because we are attuning ourselves to Empress energy, we're going to be focusing on feeling. Every layer of the self is interconnected, the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual. And so we are going to feel the energy that's been settling inside of your body by looking inwards into various energetic focal points, such as your head, for example. Every part of your body is accessible energetically in some way. With that being said, let's begin at the base of your head. If it helps, you can use your hands to physically connect to the area. This will be easier for some, as it creates a coordination between your intent and your focus. However, for others, just focusing mentally while keeping your hands still will be easier. Experiment with the two options if you're unsure, or adapt to what your body guides you to do. As you focus on the base of your skull, imagine that you're blindfolded, and that in front of you or inside of your head is a ball of energy. This ball is an energetic representation of the state of your mind. It represents the subconscious while also reflecting one's physical state. Interact with it. Allow it to take some sort of form. Is it jagged? Is it smooth? It may not even be a ball. It could be angular or cube-like, or perhaps it's not solid at all and feels like a liquid or a mist instead. Is it burning hot? Cold? Does it have a temperature at all? Is it an object? Open your mind to all possibilities. What you hold in your hand is a representation of your mind state. You may even find that the energy is so large and so expansive that you cannot hold it with one or even both of your hands. You may not understand what you're sensing at the moment, but that's why documenting your meditative experience is so important. so that you can interpret what you've experienced and apply it to your understanding. Not every experience will be clear right away, so be patient with yourself. By allowing yourself to do this, you are becoming responsive to your own body's needs. The Empress knows that she must take time in her day to check in with herself. She does not neglect herself, but rather learns the language of her body by becoming attuned to it. Our body speaks to us every day, but sometimes we get so caught up in life's demands that we don't keep track of ourselves. We neglect to take care for our body and its desires. We overlook the shadows within ourselves, not realizing that in order to embody the Empress, we need to first learn to be the High Priestess. She stands between the two pillars, balancing the dark and light within herself. She represents the power of duality and listens to her inner wisdom by realizing that it was within her all along. As within, so is without. The Empress represents the divine matriarch, the maturity of every queen within the suits. She has within her every element and has used the wisdom of the High Priestess to elevate herself into her full realized potential. Now is time to slow down and take this moment of calm to check in with your body, to understand and decipher its language. If you're a visual person, you can even take this exercise a step further and imagine yourself taking the blindfold off, which will allow you to see the energy in addition to feeling it. Take a few moments now to finish this inner inspection of your head. Write down what you experience as you do, or save this step for later if you'd rather not be interrupted. I will give you a minute to inspect the energy now. Now, travel to your eyes, perform the same inspection. Check over your nose, your ears, your neck, and throat. Travel to your collarbones, to your shoulders. Some areas you may find feel hotter or colder than the others. Perhaps they pulsate or there's a static-like stillness in the area. Let your hand be your guide. It will lead you to the areas of your body that require more attention than others. Like a magnetic force or like strings that are pulling your hand to where your body is calling you to focus on. Each area you focus on will tell you something different. However, you're likely to find that once you have assessed what each area is telling you, that every part will come together to form a larger narrative. Like puzzle pieces coming together, every piece It's imperative to finding the final image, and every piece tells a story of its own. Every piece will tell you something about yourself, primarily on what you've been ignoring internally. Repressed desires, fears, dreams, traumas. Take this discovery at your own pace. If you feel ready, I would like you to bring your attention to your heart. It is at the center of your being, circulating energy throughout your body, much like it does your blood, physically speaking, which is also symbolic for one's life force. We will be focusing heavily on the heart, because symbolically it is very important to the Empress. She is the Divine Mother, and therefore is directly correlated with life and with all matters of the heart. She not only brings life into this world, but she nurtures it as well. She is the essence of patience. She sits on her throne overlooking a field of wheat. A beautiful forest surrounds her. Whatever she touches flourishes. With time, that is. She understands that all great results are a product of even greater care. However, more than that, the Empress is here to teach you a very valuable lesson. You cannot give from an empty cup. Before we continue this part of the meditation, take a moment to breathe and remind yourself that you are in a safe place to express your emotions, that you are allowed to let go and release. Once you feel secure, I would like you to listen to my words as you place your focus upon your heart. Hold its energy close to you as you listen to its pulse. Still your breath so that you can feel your heart beating inside of you, a reminder of life. Pour this attention back into yourself and listen to this reminder of how far you've come. That tattered heart that still continues to beat inside of your chest, that still continues to fight. Despite all that it's gone through, it has not lost its rhythm. It has not lost its song. It is time to tear those walls down. Your heart won't stop beating because you refuse to move on. It's time to give yourself the credit. No matter where you are on your journey, you are worthy of recognizing that you are doing your best. You chose to sit down and take this time out of your day to sit with yourself. You chose to be reflective, to listen to your body. No matter how many times you may have ignored yourself in the past, right now you are choosing to slow down in the midst of all the chaos and to find a moment of peace, a silver lining in a storm. You may not be where you want to be in this journey, but every step you take is significant to the end, even if it feels small. Comparison is a habit many fall into, but if every person's heart is singing a unique melody, as you hear your own heart sing, then what is there to compare? Say you saw a sapling growing amidst a forest of trees. You wouldn't expect the sapling to immediately grow to the size of the trees around it, would you? You would understand that the sapling requires its own time to grow. You wouldn't compare it to the other trees. We all start off as a seed. Take this as literally as you want to, but your path is yours completely. Time is such a precarious thing. For many, they feel they're constantly being outrun by it, as though life was a race, and time was just a few paces in front of them, never in their reach, and always falling short. While others feel they're miles ahead and yet can't seem to make the clock tick any faster. The Empress. She lives in the moment and realizes she can neither slow time nor hasten it. However, she does understand that time, like life, is precious, and that we must seize it when we are called to action. Wherever you are in your life in this moment, it's true. You cannot move against time, but that doesn't mean you are a slave to it. You can still try. That is more than enough. Now, as you hold your heart in the deepest embrace that you have ever held it in, as you bring it close to you and remind yourself of how far you've come and give to it all the credit that it deserves, repeat after me and say each word with conviction, with truth, as if you mean every word that comes out of your mouth, even if you're unsure. Repeat after me. I give myself permission to let go. There are certain things that just aren't worth my time or energy anymore. And if I continue to put so much of myself into them, I won't have any room to bring new and better things into my life. I allow myself to move at my own pace. I don't always need to try and control my growth. I will naturally become who I am meant to be. I am allowed to relax. No matter where I am in my journey, I can start. Any start is better than no start. The future is in my hands. I can't change the past. I can't change the pain. But I promise to do better at listening to my body when it tells me I need to heal. I don't need to be like everyone else. I am important to this world and make a difference just by existing. Every action, no matter how small, has an opposite or equal reaction. Therefore, every day I live, I am making tides ripple and waves dance. I may not always know what lies ahead in my path, but if I never confront the unknown, then I will never know what great things I could be missing that could add a great sense of fulfillment to my life. I can take those leaps of faith. I trust in myself to make mistakes and to try again. I've made 100 mistakes, and I'll make 100 more. But I am human. And if I never dare to try, I will never dare to learn. I forgive myself for not knowing. If I try and fail, I still learn something. No matter how many falls I take, I will keep trying, because I know that I am worth it. I believe in myself. I am never alone if I have my own support. You did so good. Now, that may have not been easy for some of you, and that's okay. Take a moment to let every word sink in, to let every single sentence resonate with your heart and body. Remember, you cannot spread yourself thin. You cannot expect more from yourself than what you can reasonably do. You are doing your best. Allow for all of the pressure you may be feeling to fade away, even if it's just for a moment. Exist in a place without these stressors hanging over your head. Exist as yourself, in a moment, untouched by this reality. Now, this part will be uncomfortable, but it will help you channel the energy of this into a physical medium. Take the piece of paper mentioned at the beginning of the meditation. If you do not have that, tense up your muscles and form fists with your hands. Focus on everything that you dislike about yourself. Your deep-rooted sense of inadequateness. What do you envy about other people? What do you hate about yourself? Let it all ball up in your fists, or if you have a paper, begin to crush it as you focus on these raw emotions that have settled so deeply within your heart. Let yourself feel this wave of anger and pain as you think of all of the times these feelings have kept you from doing something you love. Think of all the times they've kept you from being adventurous, or from all the times they've isolated you and made you feel like you aren't good enough. Face the storm within your heart and ask yourself, why? Why do you hate these parts of yourself? And continue to ask yourself why. What is the root of this hatred? Who planted these seeds of inner hate? Was it a parent, a friend, a partner? Was it society? Was it you? Why do you expect all of this from yourself? Who are you? Let this question echo within the walls of your mind. Who are you? Let the melody you created begin to flood back into your mind, that divine sound that came from your very soul. even if it's faint at first. Call it back. Call it back with all your might and let it remind you of who you are. You are a being forged by your worldly experiences, but you are not the hate. We are beings comprised of both light and dark, but we are not hate. If hate exists, then there's love, and love is something you can choose, for it exists freely within us all, within our veins, within our blood, within our souls. You are not those words. They do not mark your body or face like scripture. You are not what they mold you to be. You can take your own form. You are not even these moments. You are the here and the now, like an arrow being pushed back only to be shot into the air. You are thousands of moments comprised into one beautiful being, into a single moment, into now. And so, if you are time, you are too precious to waste, too precious to taint with the thoughts that you are not good enough, with the thoughts that keep you up at night, with what you should have said or what you should have done. For all of that is past now. It doesn't matter who you are or who you were. Every single moment you are given is a gift, and every single moment you are given is a chance to change. You don't have to wait. Enough waiting. Imagine that there's a wind that's picking up all of these negative thoughts and carrying them away. Imagine that you can feel that gentle breeze hitting your face and running through your hair, touching your skin, with such a coolness. Imagine this newfound sense of freedom, this liberation. There are many people who live their lives waiting for the right moment, waiting to finally feel happy, and so they do not appreciate everything that there is to see, everything that there is to experience, because they do not allow themselves to feel happiness yet. They set conditions on that happiness. They tell themselves, once I reach a certain threshold, I will be happy. Once I meet a certain benchmark, once I jump a hurdle, once I jump this obstacle, I will be happy. But happiness is fleeting. Happiness is just another moment, like you are. Perhaps it's not about happiness, but it's about simply trying your best and realizing that even with all the ups and downs you've experienced in this life, somehow, some way, you've always found a way. You've always managed to find that neutral ground, always managed to slowly climb right back up to the surface. Even when you were choking, even when you felt you were drowning, or like you were being buried by tons of dirt, weighing you down, keeping you from experiencing life to the fullest. Moving forward from this meditation, try and view yourself with more forgiveness, with more opportunity. No moment in this life is guaranteed. So hold them close to you as little gifts and treasures of the world, whether it be the bad or the good. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today to do this guided meditation. Thank yourself for sitting here for 40 minutes and letting go. That takes hard work. With that being said, I hope that all listening have had a good experience with this meditation, and that you can come out of this learning something new about yourself, having traversed the inner dimensions of your own mind, and perhaps making some sense of it. Goodbye now. I wish you the best on your journey. Do come again. Bye-bye.